Hello viewers, good morning, good day, good afternoon to you. Welcome back to the channel. I'm glad you guys are here. I know, I am super glad to be here. We are actually returning to a comeback vehicle. This is a 2017 Chrysler, I think it's a Pacifica. Yeah, it's a Pacifica. It's got 3.6 liter Pentastar V6 engine. The last time we saw this vehicle, we had to put an engine in it because it threw a connecting rod out of the side of the engine block and blew the motor up on it. So we ended up installing, I believe it was a used engine, fairly low mileage. I believe I got it from a salvage yard in Nebraska as per the recommendation of Eric from I Do Cars. The customer gave us a call, I don't know, about 3 weeks ago, saying there was something going on with an oil leak and they wanted to get it in and have it rechecked. So we're going to recheck our used engine and see if we have any engine oil leaks, and then we'll kind of go from there. So let's fire this unit up. Starting the engine. Currently today she has 123,077 miles on the odometer. Let's hop on in. Let's get her spun around into the shop here. I'll rack it up and we're gonna pop the hood here and see what's going on with our engine oiling system. So stay tuned. This is gonna be a very good video. All right, nosing her on in here. I think we're about set up properly. That looks all good to me. Parking the auto with our electronical transmission parking controller unit. Looking good here. Powering down. Okay, let's hop on out, get under the bonnet down below, and take a look and see what's going on here. There's our release mechanism. Yeah, there she is, that 3.6 liter Pentastar, Junkyard engine, straight out of Nebraska. Let's see what ails this particular unit down here. I need to probably get this top engine cover off, and we'll get in there with some flashing lights and take a gander at what's happening. Alrighty, 1/4 inch impact driver coming in with a 10 mil socket. Let's pull these two bolts out. The cover is secured with said bolts. And in the back, there's some grommets back there. Little rubber grommets that sit on these pegs on the intake manifold. See what we can see down below here. All right, let's get down and dirty with it here and see what's going down. So I hear there's I guess the oil change joint told them there was a oil leak. The sticker inside said it was a Walmart oil change last time around. A bit of a leak going in here. You know, that's disappointing because when we put this engine together, I put Amsoil in it and it was replaced with Walmart oil. No! Nothing against Walmart or Walmart oil, but it's not Amsoil. And yes, I'm biased. Yeah, I see some oil leaking there. Let's see. Yeah, they told her head gaskets were leaking oil, and I'm like, no, we don't have head gaskets leaking. I mean, we could. It is a Pentastar 3.6. Okay, I see it's like some saturation oil business back there at the end of that connector. Nothing crazy. Let's go ahead and lift this thing up in the air, take a look at the bottom side and see if there's any leaks or oil dripping from down below. Moving on around, let's engage our black in color subscribe button. That's my clever way of reminding all the new folks here to consider subscribing to the channel. That way you do not miss out on any future content. Let's get her all the way up so I can walk down below and we'll check for leakages. So far, I don't see any drips down there on my nice new shiny floor. This is good. All right, at the top of the lift, let's set her down on the locks for some safety action. There we go. Let's get down here and see what we can see. We got a nice engine cover. Yeah, I'm not seeing much here. But yeah, let's go ahead and pull this cover down. Looks like I need a 10 mil many times over. 10 millimeter. Okay. Oh man, look, I left my wrench up there. Front row. All right, down here on the bottom side. Let's pull off all these bolts down here. What am I missing? Ah, there's a couple little 8s in the side here. Okay. Socket change. Yeah, there's a straggler right here. Another one in front of it. Hanging on to the other pieces of trim. This shouldn't be so hard. Ring. Uh-oh. There we go. And on the other side, a couple more. Let's drop our cover down here. Okay, so let's see if we can see anything a little more clearly since our cover has been removed here. A little bit of oil there on the drain plug. You guys see that? A little bit of something right there. Oh, let's see what else is going on up there. The starter. I think she said something about the starter being covered in oil. I'm not really seeing that. Looks like there was a little bit of oil that's been on this exhaust heat shield. See all that that baked in oil right there? So I'm assuming that's coming from maybe like a valve cover. A little bit of oil right here. I can see there's like a sheen to it. Yeah, a little bit right there. See that? Okay. So whatever's leaking, yeah, there's some way up top. See the top of the flange right up there, the very tippy top. I see what looks like a drip at that flange. Okay. All right, let's let this unit down some, and we'll take another look at the top side real quick. Like, coming down. Locks released. And contact. The Pacifica has landed. All right, so what I'm thinking is this is just a simple valve cover leak, but I can't really confirm that very much from up top. So let's pull some things apart here and get some better visual access to it before proceeding with any recommendations or estimates or things of that nature. Let's get this air box out of here. It's similar to the engine cover where it has a fastener and then some of those rubber grommets in the back. Ooh, a sensor. That's an intake air temperature sensor. There we go. Okay, right in front of us, we've got a bunch of hoses and whatnot. Let's get this stuff disconnected real quick. Like, that's a PCV hose there. Get that guy off. The evap purge solenoid here. Let's pull that up. Disconnect the vacuum line, and we can stash this in the back for now. I'm gonna pull this intake manifold assembly off right here, this guy. I'll get a much better view of down below with this thing out of the way here. Okay, right in front of us is a sensor, manifold temp sensor perhaps. Manifold pressure sensor, there we go, that's probably a little more accurate. Get these wires disconnected. Here, I tell you what, let's back up some. Get some of this intake ducting removed real quick. Oh, look at that. This car has 2 batteries. Look, it's got a little baby battery like a lawnmower battery, and then it's got its full-size battery over here. This guy is the stop-start battery. We actually need to test that later because the owner of the vehicle said that on occasion this thing is hard starting. So I don't know if that is the stop-start hard start or regular start hard start. But we got to go ahead and isolate these 2 batteries and then independently test them to see if there's an issue with either one of those units. But for right now, we need to focus on the current task at hand. That's going to be getting this intake off. So there's a couple brackets here on the front of it. Let's get those guys unbolted. Electron ratchet won't fit, so I need to go in there with a manual wrench and get 2 bolts here and here out of the front of the intake. I can get this one right now. That one fits. Pull these units out real fast, give us some space. These others, not so much. Not gonna make it with the fan shroud there. And this is where the miracle of ratcheting wrenches come in. Get that loose, spin it out. Okay, that's the two fasteners from the front bracket that hold this side of the intake manifold down to the front cylinder head. I thought there was a bracket over here, but I'm not seeing it. So what I'll do is we're gonna pull the bolts out that bolt this manifold to the lower manifold, and then we'll see if the thing wiggles and moves around. If it gets hung up over there, then I know that there's a bracket somewhere, so I can then seek it out and find it. Let's pull these guys out. Three, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the back side. I need an extension. Hey, check these out. Locking extensions keeps your socket from flying off by mistake. They lock on. Pretty nifty. They're not chromium and shiny, but they'll do. Okay, that manifold's fairly loose, but there is, looks like an EGR over here hanging us up. Now, for some reason, my brain does not take these EGRs out correctly, and I forget every time how to remove them. I don't recall if I've got to remove the hose or if I need to unbolt the unit from the manifold. I'm gonna try to just pull the hose off. Yeah, I kind of do not know why I continuously forget how to navigate this. I think my brain says it's easier to do it one way, and then I try that and it doesn't work. Yeah, it's like that. No, I think there is a bracket as well. Something's hanging me up down there. I don't see it though. Where are you? Oh, there she is. I got it. It's at the end of this wire right here is the bracket and the bolt. It's down there. I just saw it. I knew there was something up. There she is. You guys see that right there? That's what I was forgetting. The bolt, or the wiring harness hides it. Yeah, it's that bolt right there. That guy. Here, let's sneak a socket into it. Gravity. Hey, yeah. What's going on? Oh, get in there, ratchet. Super tight squeeze. I have you now, nut. I had you now, nut. I just dropped it. She gone. Gone like the wind. Uh-huh. Ooh, I just heard the Tahoe start. There it is. Okay, so it's off the bracket. I just found one more wiring harness that needs to come off, or wire connector rather. It's over here on the front of the throttle body. So let me just sneak my pocket driver in there. We'll pop the clip up, disconnect. That's good. There we go. Manifold is free-ish. A couple more pieces of wiring harness hanging on to her. And one more connector going to this EGR. Bear with me, folks. I don't like this part either. But we got to work around the stuff that the engineers did to us. There we go. All right, intake manifold is free and clearish. Pull that foam out, set this aside. Here, let's shove some blue towels in there so we don't blow this engine up. Uh-oh, towel gravity. There we go, good. Okay, so the majority of what I'm seeing, I believe, is going to be from this front valve cover gasket right here. That's what I think we got for the most part. There was a little bit of material or oil leaking from that sensor on that rear cover gasket. So I'm going to order the set for it, and we're going to pull this apart here and just confirm what the dealio is. If I can get this connector unconnected. There we go. Pull that guy off. Deja vu. It's like I was just in here a few months ago. That's weird, y'all. What's this guy held on with? Oh, little plastic clip down there. Okay. I tell you what we'll do. We'll come in here with a little trim tool and get under those clips, pop them up, disconnect this harness assembly here from the front cover. And I'm probably gonna have to disconnect the fuel injectors as well. Let's get that piece of harness out of there. Yeah, let's pop these injectors up. Unconnect, please. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. So let's see if we can just kind of secure this back here. Yeah, you hold that out of the way, that's good. So you've got some coolant hoses here. Yeah, I need to get this area free so I can pull this cover out. So let's get a hold of the ignition coil bolts, pull the coils out. There we go. And one more, I need a swivel head so I can get that one out. You know, I'm thinking I should just like specialize in Pentastars. We do so many of these things in here. Dave and I are both getting really good at them. Okay, so that's all the support equipment. Let's switch out to an 8mm deep well wobble drive socket, and then we'll pull the perimeter bolts out of this cover and get that thing peeled away. Okay, deep well wobbly ocho coming in.
Sneaky guy down there at the bottom. Oh man, no way. That one's gone. I wonder if it fell into the barrel. No, come on.
Fish out with a magnet. Okay, wobbly bit recovered. But drop it again, just watch. Showing off. There we go. And then the last one, I might need to extend my extension. Down in there. There she is. I have you now. Come out. Okay, it's loosey-goosey. Wiggle this guy up and out here. We'll take a peek at these gaskets that are peeling off. Okay. Well, they're not horrible gaskets. Interesting. Okay. All right, now we're gonna go in here with some blue towel action. Wipe away all that oil. Get this sealing surface nice and shiny and super clean. There we go. Wipe all that down. The front side of the head is going to be a little harder because there's not much space to reach in there, but I'll get it, no worries. Pluck that old sealant out of there. Polish that off, good. Okay, let's get a new towel. This one's kind of dirty. Wipe that stuff down nice like. There we go. And a little bit back in that corner there. Okay, I think we're ready to rock and roll. Let's get this cover over to the bench here, and we'll knock all the seals and whatnot out of it and replace them with the new seals in the pack here. Hey, Aaron's working. What's up, man? Hey, thank you. Here, let's give this thing a spray down real quick with some high pressure air. Nice and shiny. Okay, so here on the bench, I've got both the valve covers unwrapped, and it comes with a set of seals for the cam phasers, and it's also got some seals for the cam position sensor up on top, as well as spark plug tube seals. Now, I'm gonna try to use what I've got and what's convenient to reseal these as much as possible, even if I'm resealing things that don't necessarily need to be resealed, like these phasers. I've got the parts, so I'm going to use them. Okay, let's throw some wood under here so we can kind of see what we're trying to see. That helps a little bit, I think. Get some light on the subject there. Let's pull these Torx fasteners out. There we go. And here's one of our seals. Not looking too horrible, I must say. But, like I said, while we're here, we're just going to go ahead and change them out. That one, I think that's the correct one here. Oh, my light just turned off. Turn on there, light. There. Stick that guy back in the grooves. No, that's... It was bass backwards, guys. I had it bass backwards. There. Stick you back on like so. Bolt her on in. And repeat on the other phaser actuator. Come out. Peel that guy back. And 2 tangs on the right, 1 tang on the left. There we go. Shapes and colors and counting. That is the way. There. Stick that unit back in there. You know, sadly, on a job like this, oftentimes people won't do this extra step. They'll just replace the valve cover gasket because the work order says replace valve cover gasket set. And they'll skip over that part and just end up doing the cover that was leaking without addressing future potential leaks. And I like to be able to see into the future, so I just make sure that we don't have to do it again later, even though I'm already doing it again later. Okay, so now let's pop out the cam position sensor seal, little rubber guy in here. We'll just gently encourage that out with a pry bar. And it's split into pieces. That's not what I wanted to see happen. Yeah, see, here's the new one. I just split it in half. Pocket screwdriver for the win. Do 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 do. Time clock. There we go. Got it. Okay, so now that all of that seal is out, we'll take this new one, push it down in position here. If it's going to slide in, it's kind of not. What is problem? The rubber is kind of flaring out and not wanting to go down. That's annoying. What if I rotate it? That might work. Nope. Put some lubricant on it. Yeah, the seal's collapsing before it's pressing down into that bore right there. This is actually very annoying. How am I supposed to get this in? It just collapses on itself. Beautiful. All right, that guy's in. Let's flip her around here, and I want to get that little cam. I think that was like the phaser solenoid seal as well. Let's pop this one out and change this one as well before this cover goes back on. Angular pry bar coming in again. I'm going to tear this seal in half like I just did. Yep. Back in with the pry driver. Pop the metal insert portion out. There she is. And this one is our replacement. That one just kind of pops down in there. Cool, that was good. So that guy's all set. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and flip this unit over now. Oop, just drop some bolts out of it. Okay, 3 bolts fell out. 1, 2, 3. Got them all, okay. Flip that guy over. Pretty clean in here. A little bit of sludgy buildup. Nothing crazy. Spark plug tube seals. I don't know about those guys. All right, spark plug tube seals are next. Same seal driver. Knock them out. I think they come out that way, don't they? They knock out. Yeah. They'll knock out to the bottom there. That's what I thought. Next. Okay, all 3 units. Give that a flippy flop. We can take our new ones, drop them down in position. Hoping these will just kind of press in. Yeah, I can press those in. No hammering required. Maybe. Yeah, there we go. Oh, not that one. I got it sideways. I have it sideways. I don't got nothing. I have. There. And then what I'll do is put a larger driver back over it and just kind of hammer them home to make sure that they are flush. Where's that larger seal driver? This one? Not large enough. Yep, that'll do. Okay, all the spark plug tube seals are in. Let's get the gasket set up around the perimeter. It's got these little blocks right here, little squares molded into it, and that fits a little square recess here and here on the actual cover. So if we apply the principles of shapes and colors, we can use our shape identifying skills to determine where this thing is supposed to sit, starting with the square. There we go. Just feed it on in there. Press it down, make sure it's sitting flat inside of its groove. You don't want a piece like sticking up and out. Wake up, light. There we go. Beautiful. That's what we're looking for. I'm going to go around the perimeter of the entire gasket again, just to make sure it is sitting flush. Press it all down nice and even like. Very good. Give it a flip. And I can drop in the bolts that fell out of it, and this cover is ready to go back on the vehicle. Beautiful. Alrighty, back at the vehicle, at the engine. Let's get prepped up with some sealant on that timing cover area here and here, and we'll get this valve cover back on top of the cylinder head. Okay, one more time with the towel here. Just give that area a good wipe. I'll take some RTV sealant, put a dime size little dab. My sealant's not coming out. Scheiße. It's got some hardened sealant stuck in there. Yeah, feel it. There it is. Okay, so a little dime-sized dab right there in the necessary area. That's good. And then one more down below it on the front. Squeeze that out. And again, we don't have to run sealant all the way around this thing. It's just at the areas where there's two metals coming together at the timing cover and the cylinder head. There it is. Yeah, the tip of the cone dried up, and when I go to poke it, it pushes that hardened piece back inside, but then when you squeeze it out, it comes back out. It's a rather annoying phenomenon. Anyway, let's get our valve cover down in position here. Pull the coolant line up, wiggle this thing down inside of its home. Very tight squeeze. We have to make sure we don't drag this cover across anything because it could pull the gasket out of the groove, and that's a guaranteed leaker. I've done it myself many times, and it's really rather annoying. Okay, back to the 8mm. Let's get these bolts threaded up, tightened down. You'll notice I'm not tightening any of these bolts whatsoever. I want to thread them all in first. And then tighten them down. That way, if there's any misalignment, or there can't be misalignment that prevents me from getting the other bolts started. Down there. Click. Okay, and there's a couple more up front over here. Bear with me. Oh, you see that? Caught it in like mid-fall. That was fantastic. I don't want to have to hunt this thing down again. That one in the center. Okay, so that valve cover is in position and secure. Let's drop the ignition coils back in while we're here. I do not need to dielectric grease these again because they were greased a few months ago. So we're not going to do it again. No need to do extra steps if it's not necessary. And that one's definitely not necessary. Nope. Okie dokes, let's drop the solenoid back down inside of its home here. Get that in position like so. And then that cam position sensor that's coming in next. It goes on the back side of the cover here, down in between the two camshafts. I see. How bad would it be if you touched those cams with the sensor? I wonder if that would mess up the cams as well. Hope not. Clickage. Okay, 3 more bolts for the coils. There we go. Very nice. All right, now this thing's all nice and secure like. Let's go ahead and start getting the electronicals reconnected, restarting with the fuel injectors down here. I've actually put these engines back together before and forgot the injectors because the harness will naturally just kind of sit in this area and it covers them up so you can't see them, and they're easily neglected and forgotten. So we'll just do that straight away. Get everybody plugged back in nice and orderly like. Now, what I'm about to say next is actually going to chap some people a little bit. So, having chatted with my customer about warranties and things of that nature, I was not able to do this job for free because this wasn't a failure in workmanship or components. Because we installed a used engine, and at the time when this used engine went in, they did not want to do the typical reseal on everything where we would pull off the rear main, the front main, valve covers, and anything else that's exterior that is a seal. They did not want to do that when we originally had this engine out. Therefore, I can't offer warranty on this. That doesn't mean I'm not working with them or anything like that, but we are in a frame of mind where price point and cost is relevant. So I'm not going to warranty it. That being said, considering that the only oil leak on that rear cover is just a little bit of seepage out of one of these seals up here at the cam actuator, we're not going to go through the extra 2.3 hours, I think it is, to go in and redo that rear side as well. We're just going to seal up this front side over here, which we have nearly completed. So you guys may not like it, and you may not agree with that position, but that is the reality of the situation. We're not gonna warranty all of it. Like I said earlier, I'm giving her a super massive break on the expense of this entire project. But I just I don't, and I agree also. I don't feel that going back in there and doing that rear side is I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze, so to speak. So we're not going to do that side. We're just doing the front side. So having said all that, I'm in a good position now to get the intake manifold back on the engine. So let's pull out our intake plugs, a bunch of blue towels, and we'll maneuver our intake manifold back into here and get that guy bolted back on. Now, one of the first things that needs to be paid attention to is where this bracket right here is going to bolt to the stud on the lower intake. See that little stud right there? So as I maneuver this thing in position here, I'm going to go ahead and slip that stud through the bracket immediately. That way I don't have to fight with the bracket later on when I try to get this thing lined up. So we're going to pull her back here a little bit. I think I'm already off on where it's supposed to be. Bear with me, folks. Hang on. That goes right there. Oh, I'm so close, but my stud came out of the hole. Okay, trying again. And actually, I need to get this EGR tube lined up as well. So we'll start with that. That was the last piece that came out. So there's EGR tube. There's the stud that just slid in. So now we can hinge this thing down onto the lower manifold, which I think we got it right there. Start some of the threads here on these bolts. Bone hammer. See, everything's a hammer. Okay, that's all looking good. Very nice. Okay, all the bolts are lined up in position. Let's start to thread them down. There we go. Nice and solid like. Okay, let's start getting some random stuff reconnected here. We'll do this EGR hose pipe business, which looks like a radiator hose, but it is not. Go ahead and get that guy clamped back in position there. There we go. Now the harness went here That plugged in right there. Once more right there. Good. Let's see, there's a connector on the EGR. Let's plug you back in. And then down below we had that nut that I dropped from earlier. So let me put the harness back on where I found it on the one peg. Slide that bad boy back in position, and let me go fetch a new 10 millimeters nut, and we'll ride it down over that stud, finish bolting the intake on. Found one. It was in the box of goodies. I always keep spare fasteners around. So here, let me just get this 10 milli screwed into position down there. Get that guy on nice and finger tight like. Go in there with a socket and give it some torque action. There's my 10. Very good. And I need, there it is, an extension. Unlock it. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Not working at all. How did I get it out of there? Did I use a wobble? What was I doing? I'll just shove the head of this thing down in there. It'll fit. Oh, come on, get on there. Oh no, I dropped my socket. Come on. Okay, well, I'll get that later. Let's just tighten it with a wrench. I can fit my flanges down there easier than I can fit the tool down there. Let's get a wrench on it. Get a little bit of torque here. I guess while we're at it, I'll do the front bolts on the manifold as well. Oh, I forgot an evap line. Oopsie. Plug that guy back in before I really forget. There. It's not an evap line, it's a like a PCV line. Goes to the valve cover here. Anyway, whatever line it is, it's back on. Let's put the harness back together. Good. And then I'll come over. You can get these guys tightened back down. The miracle of ratcheting wrenches. That one's tight. Let's finger tighten this other one here. That one's good, beautiful. So let's see, what do we do now? Get more hoses and lines and whatnot's connected. That's PCV. This is the purge solenoid. Put that guy back, plug in the vacuum source. Reconnect the electrical supply. I did that wrong because this goes under here. Plug it in right like so. Good, 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 good. Two more bolts that I neglected. One clamp for a coolant hose. Let's get that guy right now. That's the type of thing you forget and don't notice for a while, and then it pops off while your customer's driving. Overheats the engine, then blows it up. Got it. Let's pull that lid off. We have to refill that with some coolant. And now I just need to get the intake plumbing back together. Throw some coolant in there, and then we got to test these batteries real quick as well. Slide you down. Get on there, clamp. Here, I'm doing this all wrong. Let me try something else. I'll put the little grommet back in on its peg in the back. Slide the front into the throttle body, and that's not working either. So let's put the seal back on the intake box and then put the peg on. bend the throttle body. How the heck did I get this to... Okay. There. Everything I tried to do was completely wrong and out of order. When I did the opposite of what I said I was going to do, then it went back together. Go figure. What are you going to do? I guess that's the way it is today. It's the way today. Clickage. Okay. Let's get my tools and whatnot out from the wiper cowl. That's all good. This is all good. More tools up top over here. Let's get these guys out. Don't need any of that stuff in the way. So here, bonus material time. Let's do a miniature start-stop battery test. Now, I believe both of these are going to be an AGM battery. And this one, I need to figure out how the strap holds it down, which I can't. There's a plate or a sticker under it. 100 and cold cranking amps. That's what I need. 100 CCA. All right. In the meantime, flashlight. We need to go down there and find that socket that I dropped and the wrench. And if we look, I see the socket. I said wrench. I meant nut. I see it though. Hang on. Bear with me. Let's go down, roll around in the non-dirt, rolling around in the paint. Let's see where that stinking thing is. I believe it was right over here somewhere. I saw it from the top, right? So there's the top. Oh, it's right in front of me. There it is. Thanks for helping out, guys. Couldn't have done it without you. Woo! So I got my $30 snap-on socket back, and I got my 10 mil nut. There we go. Put that right back where we found it. Okay, that's actually tight. That's also now tight. Let's check this one while we're here. That one's tight. Oh yeah. Fuse repair business. The fuse block blew up in this. See right here where there's like a maxi fuse right there. It's blown out. Someone bridged that gap over with this 500 amp fuse. Interesting. I mean, it works. Very good. All right, folks, I'm gonna head inside the cabin, hit the button, fire the engine up, check it for any massive leaks due to gasket installation failure. And then for the time being, I think we can call this one good. So climbing on in here, foot on the brake, restarting the engine. It is alive. Very good. Alrighty, folks, coolant's been refilled. Did that when you weren't looking. Engine's still running, she's hanging out. No check engine lights or anything like that going on down below. Or inside of the cabin, rather. Down below. What am I thinking? Can't even speak. And I'm not seeing any oil pouring out of the suspected leaks over here. We're not soaking the alternator. I think that's all in real good shape. So the only thing I really have left to do here is get this rear cover on, or front cover, or top cover, engine cover, that one. Get the cover in position here, throw the bottom cover on, and we're good to go. So guys, having said all that, I do believe I have nothing more to offer you on this particular van semi-warranty repair. It's like warranty, but not really. It's also not warranty, but it kind of is, I guess. I don't really know. Let me know what you think about this. Should this be like full warranty job, or am I justified in not giving full warranty on a used engine? not a new engine. There we go, that guy's tight. Yeah, let me know in the comment section down below. Do not forget to engage that like and subscribe button while you're down there. And most importantly, before I go, I'd like to remind each and every one of you guys to not forget to have yourselves a fantastic day. See you guys later in a video. End of Chrysler Pacifica, end of 3.6, end of oil leaker, end of transmission.